everyone, how are we today? Happy Valentine's Day. We are doing a Valentine's Day love reading. See what Valentine's Day has in store for you within the energy of, giving and love and all that soppy stuff. We got to love it. I'm a big fan, not going to lie. I do love the romantic stuff. Love, got to love, right? Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do super appreciate that. Please, like the channel, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific topics you would like to look at with the readings, or if you have any interesting, comments that you would like to share with the family. I appreciate all of that. Timestamps will be in the description box as always. Today I am using the Whispers of Love Oracle as well as the Gothic Church Lenormand. Okay, so getting into it today, starting off with our Aries. Okay, Aries, Valentine's Day love message for Aries. Message of love for our Aries this Valentine's Day. Okay, Aries, be authentic. Coming through for you. Be real and true to you are and how you feel. Okay, be authentic, Aries. Don't be afraid to, show the truth of yourself and your feelings on Valentine's Day. Aries, messages for our Aries on Valentine's Day. Messages for Aries. Love messages for Aries this Valentine's. Interesting. Firstly, we have the flowers, the bouquet coming through for you here, Aries. So, giving and receiving. Make sure you are giving as much as you're receiving. Make sure you're receiving as much as you're giving on Valentine's Day. So, if you are receiving somebody's time, love, attention, return that and let them know how, once again, be authentic. And let them know how you're feeling towards them. All right. A good way to do that is through gift giving. This is a card of giving gifts and receiving them as well. So for quite a lot of you, you may be literally receiving or giving flowers this Valentine's Day. The interesting thing we see here, Aries, we do have the whip followed by the grave. Okay, so that's the coffin in the traditional decks. The whip followed by the grave. All right, so this is like an end to conflict, an end to arguments. Putting them to bed. Putting them to rest. Putting an argument to rest. Putting a conflict to rest within yourself. For some of you, it may be specifically to do with reciprocal energy, that you're putting the argument of giving more than you take to rest, or something along those lines, if that has been an ongoing kind of argument for you when it comes to love, that's kind of getting put to rest so that you can put all that energy into something brand new. The grave, it really is, putting an end to something so that you can have the new beginning, a brand new start kind of thing. Transformation. So it's a transformation of the troubles that you have been in when it comes to love, transforming any argument energy, or an end to arguments, an end to conflict, an end to beating yourself up when it comes to love as well here, Aries. So that's what we see for you. As always, more than welcome to check your other placements, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Love messages for Taurus this Valentine's Day. Messages of love for Taurus. Miracles and blessings coming in for you, Taurus. Everything has its gift. So it's looking for, the part of everything that is actually the treasure, the gift to you this Valentine's Day, that, it's everything has its gift though. So it's like, it's kind of letting me know that your Valentine's Day, you're receiving things that are non-physical this Valentine's Day when it comes to love. That it's the gift of time spent together, or somebody showing their care, their truth to you, that kind of thing. And so seeing the greater meaning beyond what's being given to you on Valentine's Day, so rather than monetary value. Okay, so somebody may be spending time cooking you a meal or something along those lines, Taurus, and that's showing their care rather than actually giving you a physical gift. Taurus, messages of love for Taurus this Valentine's Day. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. We do see the anchor coming through first, so that's very sort of steady kind of energy, Taurus. It kind of shows us that there's a strength, a reliability with this, a dependability that is coming through here. I'm definitely seeing a person in your energy here as well with these other cards, but it's kind of like a reminder. When we see the anchor, it is a little bit of a reminder that we're not stuck. We're not being held back. That's just peace. Sometimes peace feels like we're at a standstill, but it's not. It's sometimes, you need that plateau kind of energy to just be able to know that you can just rely on that peace kind of energy. So it's knowing that you've got this anchor through any storm that comes your way. And I feel like for a lot of you, that itself is the gift that you're receiving, the love that you're receiving this Valentine's Day, is knowing that you've got somebody on your side that, will be the anchor to hold you steady when things go crazy. All right. So regardless of, how long this person has been in your life. And for some of you, this is actually just a friend or a family member in your life. And it's like knowing that you've got that reliability, that dependability, that there's somebody who's got your back and is in your corner kind of thing. So it is a miracle, a blessing that I feel for a lot of you, you're seeing that coming through on Valentine's Day. So even if it's not an actual, romantic love situation that you're seeing this being evidenced, it's maybe you're spending Valentine's Day with a close friend, and both of you whinging together about being single, or whatever that is in your situation. It's that reliability of knowing that there's someone who's got your back and is there to support you and love you regardless of when things are good or bad. Okay, we do see the masculine coming through there, as well as the child. Okay, so this is probably somebody who is, very young at heart, but also very, in control of that and in control of themselves. For some of you, this is quite literally a male with a child. If you date men, you're probably around one with a child, I would imagine here. That's the energy coming through, a man with a child, or, a man with childlike tendencies in the way that they just like to, they're enjoyable to be around. They're fun to be around, and they go on adventures, or they're very adventurous in spirit. Those sorts of things. I am picking up, for some reason, none of these cards actually are linked with any of the signs, but I am picking up on Aquarius as well as Sagittarius energy here. With this person, maybe it's the travel, the adventurous spirit that's sort of very close to those two signs anyway. But they're in their, they're regardless of their gender, they are in their masculine energy of, they're in control, they're in power. They, they don't let their emotions get the better of them. Sometimes they might, though, with this child energy, but they do that in a very kind of optimistic way, that they do somehow manage to see the, the beauty of life, and the perseverance of like, oh well, things still have plenty of time to get better and can be better. It's, let's do it for the plot kind of thing. They're still, they're in control of themselves, but they've got this free-natured, wild-spirited, childlike energy within them as well. So they're very reliable, durable, someone that you can depend on. Okay, Taurus, so seeing someone in your energy, so there's that, but that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll move over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, love messages for Gemini this Valentine's Day. Love messages for our Geminis, please. Ask for help, Gemini. Ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. All right, so this Valentine's Day does see you, even if you don't think that you even need help, it's there for you. There's a very supportive energy, and that's kind of what you're receiving this Valentine's Day is support, even when you didn't know you really needed it. All right, Gemini, messages of love for Gemini this Valentine's Day. quite literal, this message. We have the masculine coming through first. Now, I don't normally genderize the cards. This could be, it could be a father figure. It could be a male in your life, but it could also be, a feminine with masculine traits, such as, being very, in control of their emotions and balanced and, maybe a little bit controlling, domineering type energy as well, but they're, very realistic type people, very grounded in reality person. Okay, so regardless of their gender. But we do see the flowers followed by the heart. Okay, so quite literally this person giving you their heart, giving you their love, giving you their support. It's kind of like unconditional love here, I'm getting here. For some of you, it may be a little bit more romantic, being that it is Valentine's Day and we are seeing the flowers and the heart. They could be, quite literally giving you a lot of gifts. The flowers is a gift card. It could be, when you're seeing this energy of ask for help and to, be willing to accept support, that this person, the gifts that they're giving you may just be their time, their energy, their love, their support, being there. All right. Regardless of whether, I do feel for a lot of you this is romantic, because we are seeing the heart there as well, and, as a Valentine's message. But, with the flowers, that's definitely, it can be gift giving, but it's also receiving, so giving as well as receiving. So that's the same thing. No, giving and receiving, so both, but going both ways. All right. So we're not being selfish today, okay? Not on Valentine's Day. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Maybe cross-watch your person's placements, see what's coming through for you. I'm just also getting here, Gemini, that for some of you, it's quite literally, not just, the gift of flowers, but love heart-shaped things, because we're seeing the heart there as well. But it's more than just love. It's energy from their heart. It's energy of romance, of unconditional love and support that's coming from this person for Valentine's Day. Okay, so that's what we see for you. Check those other placements, subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, messages of love for Cancer this Valentine's Day. Messages of love for Cancer this Valentine's. Love makes the difference. Okay. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. All right, so the main gift you're getting this Valentine's Day is the gift of soothing your own self and moving forward within your own self, within your personal healing journey, within your personal journey and experience of love. There's some sort of healing. It's kind of like this energy here, Cancer, where, in the past you might have looked at Valentine's Day and just like scoffed and gone, ugh, who wants a part of this? Whereas this year you're kind of feeling, oh, I'm actually like warming up to the idea that, oh, love is love, love, you know, a bit more love in your heart for the idea of Valentine's Day. It kind of feels like this year. Okay, Cancer. Messages of love for Cancer this Valentine's Day. Messages of love for our Cancers this Valentine's. Steady, steady, steady. This is why you're feeling a little bit more secure. We have the house coming through first. Some of you may be spending time with family and you know, close loved ones in a family sense rather than actual romantic partners. It's very stable, very steady and energy. It's like, you know, finding emotional security within yourself, finding mental stability, and, you know, just general sense of peace and well-being in your life, that, you know, things might not be super perfect, but they're not bad either. You know, it's kind of just this steady as she goes kind of energy, especially with the anchor backing that up as well. So that's another card, you know, holding us in place and holding us steady, and, you know, very reliable energy there that you've got. It feels like you've got quite a lot of people around you that are very sort of steady, reliable, dependable energies. For quite a lot of you, it's like, you know, heart is where the home is kind of thing, that home is where the heart is where the home is. That may be why it's giving that family energy. You know, maybe it's feeling home in somebody as well, you know, this Valentine's Day. But it's because they're offering you this steady, dependable energy, that they're the shelter through the storm kind of thing, that you know, even if a big, you know, storm is brewing, you know that you're safe and protected. Okay. We do also see the stars coming through. So you're on your way. You know, this is optimism and hope that, you know, your wishes and your dreams will be met. The goals that you're putting for yourself. You know, I actually do feel for you that, you know, love makes the difference, and being surrounded by this steady energy this Valentine's Day, that this is actually a really good time for you, Cancer, to be manifesting your goals when it comes to love and relationships. That if you're, you know, a single Cancer, now really is the time to be looking around yourself and seeing the sort of energy that you wish to, you know, embrace in your love life. All right. So that steadiness, that reliability, that I know that this person's got my back kind of energy, and, you know, start manifesting that for your love life as well. All right. For those of you who are in partnerships, that is, you know, once again, very steady, very stable, you know, moving towards our goals, our wishes being met. So all in all, pretty good energy for you, Cancer. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to our Leos. Okay. Leo. Love messages for our Leos this Valentine's Day. Love messages for our Leos this Valentine's Day. Leo, have you guys felt any of this pre-shadow Mercury retrograde energy? Time has been weird today. That's my personal... Time has been weird. Like, I'm just looking at the clock there, and it's 18... you know, almost 1850 here. So almost 20 minutes of it feels like I've been reading for half an hour at least. And then earlier in the day, I was like, oh, it really feels much later than it is. Time has been really weird today. It's been just out of place slightly. Love who you are. Sorry about the weird tangent, Leo. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. All right, so you are deserving, and I feel like this Valentine's Day you're realizing that. And some of you, there is this level of like, oh, a little bit uncomfortable, like with the fact that, am I deserving of what I'm receiving this Valentine's Day? But it's kind of like gifting yourself something too, I feel, for a lot of you, and that. For a lot of you, it's just that gift of like, oh, I'm actually like, I do feel like I deserve love on Valentine's Day, regardless of whether you're single or not. I definitely feel a lot of you are receiving some sort of token of affection coming through there. I don't know why I keep wanting to talk about time, Leo. There must be something about time for you this Valentine's Day. So quite a lot of you may be having to spend Valentine's Day not on today, the actual day. You might be, recognizing Valentine's on a separate day, or for some of you, I feel like if you're receiving some sort of love token, it might come a day late. Something like that is coming through here. Leo, messages of love for our Leos. I just something to do with the timing is slightly off, Leo. It's definitely on its way, one way or another. All right, we have the ship coming through here. We have the heart, and we have the house. Okay, so we like to see those together. Those three cards together is actually quite lovely. With the heart in the center there, it really brings this lovely warmth to that house energy, and it's like, home is where the heart is, kind of thing. And so you may be finding love in, home. This home person feels like home to you, kind of thing. It might be traveling towards some sort of stability or security with love and romance, that you are moving towards that. I feel like for a lot of you, you may be single here, but it's inspiring you this Valentine's Day. You're moving forwards, and maybe that's why I'm getting the time thing, because maybe you're like, it's time to start moving towards love, towards moving towards, starting a family, or finding a home, or moving into a home with somebody, all those sorts of things. Finding that safety, that security, with a person here, with my heart, knowing that someone will, keep my heart safe and secure. For some of you here, I am picking up that you may be traveling for Valentine's Day stuff as well. So, or being given like tickets, for example, to go on a trip, a weekend getaway, those sorts of things, for quite a lot of you there as well. Okay, but that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo, messages of love for our Virgos this Valentine's. Messages of love for our Virgos. New love, Virgo. Don't freak out if you're already in a connection, okay? Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. All right, so this is actually talking about, like I said, even though it says new love, and like I said, don't freak out if you're already in a connection, because this is embracing love in all of its forms, Virgo, and finding a new love within your life rather than just within your love life. Okay, that you maybe are finding a passion for something, or finding some sort of spiritual growth or development, or some sort of opportunity that is opening to you around Valentine's Day, that is embracing this new love energy within yourself, and moving forwards into other things. And for a lot of you, it's like you've got this loving energy supporting you through everything here. So it's because I am picking up on, it normally would come through for Capricorns, but it's kind of like, if you're a single Virgo and you're like, I don't have time for love, I love money, that's what I want. Maybe that's what you're receiving this Valentine's Day. Okay, so this is that new love energy moving your way, and really understanding the things that you do truly value, whether that be love itself, or whether that be, more material pursuits or spiritual pursuits in your life. Okay, and that's where we're opening ourselves up to these new opportunities, Virgo. Virgo, love messages for our Virgos this Valentine's. Love messages for our Virgos this Valentine's Day. Very interesting. We do have the masculine coming through first, Virgo. So we do see a very masculine energy here where we are, not as concerned with emotion and feelings and all the lovey-dovey stuff. We're more concerned with the reality of life and, getting things done and taking control of our lives and, in whatever areas that needs to be sort of taken control in. You're standing very stoic and tall and strong towards whatever venture you start off here. Okay, I just feel like Valentine's Day seems to be some sort of turning point for a lot of you in areas other than actual romantic love, which is quite interesting. We do see the garden coming through there. So this could be, you definitely could be going on a date. That is my date card. But this is more so meetings taking place. So some of you may be meeting this masculine energy who, somebody is helping ground you and, keep you focused and mentorship type stuff, giving you some sort of opportunity. So you're meeting with somebody and talking about, the structure of that, the traditional kind of energy with the tower here. It's very interesting because, this is like a structure or some sort of, traditional type energy. It could be, like for some of you, this could even be like meeting with legal or, something of an official capacity kind of thing, like a governmental type person or, it does talk legal stuff. It can also talk about a quite physical place that you're meeting at. So you may be going on a date or having a meeting of some sort, at a tower. But the tower can also represent, governmental buildings, skyscrapers. It can also represent, places like libraries, museums, art galleries, those sorts of things. So some of you might be sort of getting out and about in public to those sorts of places, going to those sorts of places, having some sort of, meeting or, even if you're by yourself this Valentine's Day, going to those sorts of places, you may actually meet somebody, so especially I'm picking up like a singles event. So for those of you who are single, I'm picking up a singles event that is quite literally like held somewhere like like a museum or an art gallery type space where it's like, because it's like I'm seeing like a grand hall within a space that's like a very traditional style building, like a cathedral. You may be attending a wedding for some of you, and you're meeting someone at the wedding. Interesting. But it's very much like out and about. So, getting out of the house. Even though the tower is a more isolated energy, it's kind of wanting you to get out of the house this Valentine's and get out and about and spend time in public and be sociable and all that sort of stuff. Go to events or something along those lines, Virgo. And you may encounter what this new love is for you, even if it's not a person. All right, so that's what we're seeing for you, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. We'll move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra. Love messages for Libra this Valentine's Day. Love messages for our Libra this, okay, obviously that one, Libra. Take a chance on love. Now I'm hearing that ABBA song, Take a Chance on Me. When we love, our lives are changed forever. Okay, so, taking a chance on love, that sometimes change is scary and it feels like we're taking a risk, but it's worth investing in. Libra, love messages for Libra this Valentine's Day. Definitely get out and about this Valentine's Day. Take a chance. All right. We do see the garden coming through first and foremost. That is my date card. That is my meeting new people, meeting up with friends, getting out and about, going out to public places, getting on social media to meet people, going to singles events if you're single, going to some sort of event. For some of you, it may even be, a place like a church. Although I do feel for you guys, it's probably more along the lines of oddly enough, I'm getting like a school, but I know that, it's Saturday, so I don't know why you would be at a school on a Saturday. That's a bit weird. Um, but, this is a meeting taking place, okay, of some sort, whether that's a random perchance meeting or whether that is, a pre-designed meeting. The garden can also talk about events, and accepting invitations. So if you are asked out to somewhere on Valentine's Day, I would probably go. It's in your best interest, even if that is just meeting up with friends and getting out of the house kind of thing. Very positive energy there for you. We do also see the bouquet coming through, giving and receiving. Okay, so we are seeing the garden with a lot of flowers too. So for some of you, this could actually, be quite physically like a place with a lot of flowers, like a botanical gardens and places like that. Very, very strong energy for you this Valentine's Day. We do also see the child coming through here. So it's, giving and receiving playful, adventurous energy. All right, that it's giving a sense of wonder to the world that anything is possible, and I'm open to the possibilities that love brings my way. All right, so taking a chance on love, being very open to give to love and receive from love, and in a very fun spirited way where you're you know what children are like, and they're like, anything is possible. I might be an astronaut when I grow up, I might be a doctor when I grow up, and you're kind of walking out into the world today going, I can maybe meet someone today, I can go to random events and da da da, and things it could turn out to be a very inspired day full of love for me. So it does look as though you're giving and receiving to the world in general, to social energy this day, like just giving your time, your love, your energy to the universe, and receiving a lot of that in return as well. Just taking a chance, on love and opening up to love, especially for those of you who are single. It's definitely about opening up to give to love and receive from love. I do feel like I'm just picking up here for someone. There's a very sporadic kind of energy there that with the take a chance, take a risk, that maybe you're reaching out to somebody and asking them out on a date that you maybe had given up on, or that it's a big risk for you to take, or things like that you're giving your honesty, and you're giving it a chance today. You're giving it a taking the risk kind of thing, even if you don't know that how it'll work out. You're overcoming fear today, and jumping in the deep end. Okay, Libra. So that's what we see for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, love messages for you this Valentine's Day. Love messages for Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Ooh, choose love. Choose love instead of fear. I want to add there, Scorpio. You always have choice. Make yours with love. All right, so you can choose which direction you're going to move into when it comes to your love life. It's just a matter of choosing the love rather than the fear of change, or what could be, what might not be. It's about making a conscious choice to move forwards in the energy of love from your heart space. Okay, Scorpio, messages of love for our Scorpios this Valentine's Day. This is an interesting message. We do see the dog coming through first. Okay, so weirdly enough, I kind of want to say for some of you, this is an actual pet that we're using as the example here. All right, but for others of you, this is the friendships that you have in your life. All right, so as to whether those friendships that are very loyal, dependable, supportive of you, understanding and compassionate, the companions that you choose to be with, whether that's an actual pet or whether that is, you know, people in your life. It's kind of showing us here that that's the example of how to choose love in your life when it comes to actual romantic love. That's the example. That's the blueprint, okay, of what love looks like for you. Okay, look, I know it sounds like it's a weird message, especially for those of you where this is your pet. It's just that, you know, because I'm just picking up on a Scorpio who doesn't have very many close friends. And your pet, your dog, is your confidant, you know, the one that you tell everything to, the one that doesn't judge you for, you know, whatever you're saying, or, you know, that you could say something mean and they still come and sit next to you. That you can rely on them and you know exactly what you're getting and whatnot. It's just being used as the example here. So it's a bit random that it's coming through as your actual pet. Not going to lie. But we do see the clouds coming through next, followed by the lilies. All right. So it kind of just shows us that that's the example that you're needing to use in your thoughts of when you're thinking about your future when it comes to romantic love. That the emotional intimacy, the vulnerability that you show to those friends, to that pet, that they see the full truth of who you are, that you don't hold back and you're honest. You know, when they upset you, you tell them. And, you know, you want to care for them just as much as they care for you. And the way that you're thinking about those friendships needs to be the same way that you're thinking about the love that you're choosing to allow into your life, and the love that you're choosing on a romantic level as well. It's got that same feeling, the same energy, the same love, you know, that unconditional love that you give your pet, that you give your friends. Choosing love in your romantic life, it's got the same energy, it's got the same feeling for you, and you think about it the same. You know, not that you think about love as you know, a pet, but I think for those of you where I feel like you know what I'm talking about, right? It's the softness, the kindness that you show and you feel in return, um, the sweetness that you share, and the way it turns your negative thoughts as well, the way that they can help turn your negative thoughts and help you find another viewpoint and think positively and just move into more of an energy of compassion and understanding and whatnot. It's going both ways, you know, and that's the love that you desire in the long term. There's something about that love that you share with your friends or your pet, that's what you're desiring in your romantic relationships as well. So it's kind of asking you, you know, because I feel like a lot of you here, you question yourself about what is it that I'm attracted to with somebody, and there's your answer. It's that same energy. It's in completely different things, you know, in completely different people. It's that knowing that you could spend the rest of your days with that person and you would always still have things to talk about, and you know them well enough to, you know that their behavior is not going to change drastically overnight or anything like that. You know, like you come home to your pet and you know that they're going to receive you with the same amount of love and energy every single day that you come home, you know, and there's something about that it's just wanting you to choose that sort of love. And you know, for a lot of you, I feel like there maybe has been that you haven't been choosing that sort of a love, that you've been choosing love where you come home at the end of the day and you don't know how you're going to be received. You don't know whether you're going to have to walk on eggshells, or you don't know if you can actually be completely honestly, truly yourself, and show the truth of yourself, to the person or people that you have been with. So it's just asking you to think about love in a bit of a different way and to choose love from the heart and love from that loyal, dependable space, rather than maybe the fun, crazy kind of love that you've been going for in the past. Okay, so a bit of a interesting message for you today. But for those of you who have dogs, let me know. Let me know if that is you. With the that's how your dog makes you feel, and that's the sort of energy that you want in a partner too. I know it sounds really weird, but like I feel like for some of you that's going to make total perfect sense. All right, but let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your, or just tell me what sort of dog you've got and what its name is. I love puppies. Send me a photo. Email me a photo of the puppy. Okay, so that's what we've got for you, Scorpio. You're welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe, and we will move over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, messages of love for Sagittarius this Valentine's. Messages of love for our Sagittarians, please. Love is all around. Love is all around you, Sagittarius. It's giving me that old song. Love is all around, everywhere and everyone. I don't know the words. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Okay? Stop telling yourself, Sagittarius, that love doesn't exist. Why are we, pushing it away? Love comes in many forms. Okay? Go back and watch Scorpio's reading. All right? We were talking about the love that people share with their pets. All right? So love is all around. It can be seen in many ways, in many places. I'm kind of picking up here, Sagittarius, that for Valentine's Day, maybe like if this is you and you've been questioning if love even exists, go out this Valentine's Day and have a look around. Observe love around you. Even the smallest things, the hand on someone's back to make sure they don't run into somebody walking through a crowd. The people holding hands, the big grand gestures, someone on their knees proposing at a restaurant, or have a look around. Look, specifically open your eyes and look for it today. Okay? I feel like a lot of you have been sort of doubting if it even exists anymore. And just know that every time you see those little moments, that you can have those little moments yourself. Sagittarius, love messages for Sagittarius this Valentine's Day. Pardon me. Firstly, we have the bear coming through. Stand tall, strong, confident. Nurture love within yourself. Stand up to yourself a little bit, and you have been coming from a place where you're it's protection of self, but are we being a little bit overprotective, a little bit defensive against love? Stand up to yourself a little bit when it comes to that, and it's okay to question yourself when you sort of start going down that train of thought, that love doesn't exist kind of train of thought. Start nurturing love within yourself if you wish to nurture it within others. But we actually do see the letter followed by the key. So communication or expression of love today brings around new opportunities for success for you. There is some sort of, and I kind of feel that for some of you, you're observing expressions of love, and that creates new opportunities. That opens the door to love within you. Okay. Looking for the words that people say to each other on Valentine's Day. Looking for the small expressions of love between couples on Valentine's Day helps open that door within you to, let love in and see that it is all around you, and that it's freely expressed all around you. And that actually starts creating, new opportunities within you yourself to find the love that you're desiring here. Yeah. So for some of you, even if you're in a commitment here, it's like the more attention that you're paying to, the love that is there and the way that it's expressed, even if it's not necessarily being expressed in the way that you may want. Everyone has different love languages and whatnot, but it's paying attention to that and observing that and seeing the way in which somebody expresses their love. Okay, because it's not always these big, loud, heartfelt speeches. It's not always flowers and chocolates. Love is expressed in so many different ways each and every day. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's opening yourself to pay attention to the love that is already all around you, even if it's not the romantic love. The love from friends and family, and the love that you have for certain hobby or your work or whatever that is in your particular life experience there. Paying attention to the love that is around you. Okay, we'll bring more in. All right, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn. Love messages for Capricorn this Valentine's Day. Love messages for our Capricorns. Be authentic. Aries had this as well, Capricorn. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. All right, so no need to hide it today. Of all days, don't hide it. Okay, Capricorn, show it. Okay, be authentic. I do feel, even if you find it hard to express it, be authentic to that. That this is how I express love. I find it difficult to express love, so I want to show you this is how I express love. However that is for you. Love messages for our Capricorns this Valentine's Day. Love messages for Capricorn. Interesting. Firstly, we have the grave coming through, which is the coffin. Okay, so this is an ending that brings around a new beginning. I just want some clarity on what is ending. What is ending here for Capricorn, please? What is the ending here for Capricorn, please? Clarify the grave. We have the house, clarifying that. So it's an end to stability. It's an end to security. This is like the ground is shaking and I don't know what's happening. This is like nervous excitement. This is fear. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what, it's an end to the stability. All of a sudden things feel a little bit unstable, unsure, uneven footing. I'm a bit confused. I don't know what to feel. Maybe that's why we're seeing the be authentic, that even if you don't know what to feel, be authentic to that and be honest about that. Look, I don't know how I feel right now. It's an unstable energy here. That the house is very non-moving and stoic, typical Capricorn energy. Okay, so there's something here where in the past you may have always I know where I stand, whereas now you're very much like, oh, I'm not sure where I stand. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit unclear here. So there's an end to that stability. Something coming in for you Valentine's Day that is loose footing. But the grave does also, with every death, there is a rebirth. With every end, there is a new beginning. All right. So this is kind of like to find new footings. That house maybe, is unstable because it needed to shift 2 inches to the left. And that's why the shake-up happens, so that it can shift into the space that it is actually supposed to be in. You need to be in this little unsurety at the moment. It's authentic to your experience right now, Capricorn. It's okay to not always, because I think it's very hard for Capricorn to kind of be like, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I don't know where I stand. I don't know. Like, confusion and unsurety is not Capricorn energy. It's quite the opposite, but it's kind of like to help restabilize you in the long run, to start this new beginning for you. The new beginning on the other side of, because that's the first card, right? So that does sort of let us know that this has already, the ending has already occurred. There's nothing before that. There's no card showing before that. We're clarifying that energy, but it's already, the end has already occurred. So it's now time to transition into the new beginning, the new energy, the rebirth, where we see the dog. Loyalty, stability, reliability, support, understanding, compassion, friendships, followed by the owls, wisdom, conversations. So there might be a lot of like a new beginning kind of starts with maybe seeking wisdom with friends. Just clarify the dog and the owls for Capricorn, please. It feels much deeper than... We have the moon here, emotional sensitivities, and, your intuition. So it's kind of like, because you're a little bit unsure right now, maybe you do need to speak to your friends and have a conversation with your friends and talk it out with your friends, because it's kind of like, if you can't trust your own emotions right now and you don't know what those emotions even are, if you're in this instability, you don't know where, what's going on, where am I going, what's happening here, one would think that your friends, your closest friends, would know you well enough to be able to sort of tell you what's going on for you. Does that make sense? That they'd be able to advise you and say, Capricorn, this is actually this, and you're just unsure because it's different, kind of thing. Does that make sense, Capricorn? Can we just reword this message for Capricorn, please? It's just being a little bit cagey. Can we reword this message for Capricorn, please? Okay, so we have the letter in the book coming through first, followed by the stork. Communication and expression, the unknown. So communicating and expressing that I don't know, that I need to learn more about this situation. I need to do my research. I need to learn. I need to educate myself more about this situation or about these people or whatever, before I can really come up with an idea here, before I can start moving forwards again. The stork really stirs things up and gets things moving. It's idea generation, coming up with fresh ideas and fresh perspectives on things. So once again, though, communicating with, like a mentor, someone who can educate you on yourself. It's weird. Can really help stir you into action here, stir you into new ideas, new perspectives. So the best advice I can give you today, Capricorn, is to communicate with your friends and tell them what's going on for you. Tell them that I feel unsure. Be authentic and tell your true thoughts and feelings. And even if those thoughts and feelings are, I'm confused, I don't know what I'm doing here, I don't know where I'm going next, the next chapter is unclear, where do I want to be, where do I want to go, your friends can help you. All right, the people around you that are loyal and dependable can help you and help guide you and remind you of your intuition and of yourself. Conversations, Capricorn. Very interesting. It's being a little bit cagey there. Check your other placements if you want to get a little bit more extra info about what that could be about directly. Okay, Capricorn. Subscribe to the channel and we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Messages of love for Aquarius this Valentine's Day. Messages of love for Aquarius this Valentine's Day. The only thing that is real is love. What a very Aquarius-coded energy. Shift your focus back to love. Okay, so you're a little bit caught up in, reality and the material world right now, Aquarius. And especially on Valentine's Day, the focus isn't about the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money you spend. It's not about what you receive material-wise. It's not about even receiving anything. It's about the energy of love, okay? And finding that in all areas of your life, not just with your love life, not just with romance, but with your work, with your your spiritual growth, with your healing, finding the love for yourself as well here, that the only thing real in this world is love. Okay, so why are you focusing on everything except for love? And I'm talking about the greater ideal of love here, not just love as in romance. Aquarius, coming from a loving place. Aquarius, messages of love for Aquarius this Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh. The only thing that is real is love. Okay, we have the sun coming through first. That brings things to light. Do you know what it's bringing to light? Happiness. Happiness is love. Love is happiness. We have the heart. You're happiest when you're in a loving energy, regardless of whether that's a romantic energy or otherwise. That, revealing your heart to yourself, to others, revealing love to yourself, revealing to yourself, bringing to light all the things that make you happy in your heart, the things that make you feel happy within your own heart, that you have passion towards, that, the romantic moments, the hope and all that sort of stuff too, because we also have the moon here. You're just a little bit emotionally sensitive at the minute, and it's triggering you into this negative space where there's, fear. You're allowing fear to overtake you and push you into, a very material way of thinking, rather than allowing the love to shine through and your intuition, because your intuition comes from your heart. It doesn't come from the real world. It's that gut instinct, and it's trying to guide you and protect you here, and you've been kind of pushing it down. So it really is time to bring this to light and understand, maybe ask yourself, why am I getting so triggered by, hope for love and love itself? Why am I trying to avoid love? I kind of feel for you here, Aquarius. And trust your intuition. That trust that the things that make your heart happy. Trust those things. Okay. So there's things that make your heart happy and make your heart sing, and you've been like avoiding them or pushing them away a little bit here. So just pay a little bit more attention to that today, okay, Aquarius? So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. We will move on over to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Love messages for Pisces on Valentine's Day. Messages of love for our Pisces. Express love through gifts. Interesting. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. All right, so we're not telling you to go and spend all your money on a gift. A gift can be, a small token, like it says in the card, a very small token. It can be, a flower that you picked out of your garden. It can be, a handmade letter or card to somebody, a gesture showing somebody that you care, telling somebody that you care, but it's specifically talking about a token. So something that somebody can hold and cherish. Okay, so it may be a photo of you two together. That you, as simple as that, you print out a photo and give that to them and say, I just wanted you to have a photo that you can have, put it up on your wall, It's kind of giving me here too, yeah, because I have, in my bedroom, I have like on the cupboard door, the whole entire cupboard door, I call it my wall of love, and it's quite literally photos of all the people in my life that I love. And it's got, it's got a few paintings that my son has done for me that are like big love hearts. There's one that says, I love you to pieces. And photos of happy moments with friends and family. So, something like that is coming to mind. For some reason, photos keep coming to mind here. So there might be something, that might be the token that you're giving someone to. And it doesn't even mean that you're giving it to them either. It's that you're showing them that you care, and it's showing them that, you have a space specifically to recognize the love that you share with them. So it might be like, like my photo wall, any of my friends come over, they look at they can see that, and they can see themselves up on that wall, and know that they are loved, and know that they are included as, one of the people that are dear to my heart. So, or I hope they realize that. Anyway, I am missing a couple of photos of people. There's a few people I do need photos of. There is one of my Pisces friends, actually. I do need a photo of myself and her up on the wall. And there was one other person, my Leo friend. I need a photo of me and her as well. See, and that's what I mean. Like, it's a token of love. If I'm sitting here thinking about, I need to get a photo of myself and that person to put up on that wall, We'll have a look here as well. Pisces, messages of love for our Pisces this Valentine's Day. Messages of love with Pisces this Valentine's Day. Can I just clarify what that is, please? Clarify what that is, please. Clarify those first two cards, please. We have the Scythe and the Grave coming through, Pisces. This is kind of very unexpected, very sudden break, ending. Okay, the Scythe is like a breaking free or a cutting out. And the Grave is, the coffin in the traditional deck. So it's a death that brings around a rebirth, an end that brings around a new beginning. So this is a very sudden ending, basically. A very sudden, out of nowhere, maybe cutting someone out of your life. Or for some of you, this has already happened, all right? And you have like very quickly cut someone out of your life already. I just feel like there's something about it coming to a head maybe on Valentine's Day, or, it's coming up in your emotions for Valentine's Day, or, that this energy should have been here or something like that. We also have the snake clarifying that. So for some of you, this is a Scorpio. For some of you, this is somebody who deceived you, betrayed you, and that's coming to an end. The deception, the betrayal is coming to an end. The false passion, the physical intimacy is coming to an end here. So I'm not going to lie. For some of you, this is like a situationship coming to an end. For some of you, this is like a very sudden, out of nowhere ending of the feelings of betrayal. For some of you, this is something well past, that's already ended. But all of a sudden on Valentine's Day, you're realizing that yes, I understand that they deceived me or they betrayed me, but do you know what? I'm not wrapped up in that anymore. It's not hurting me anymore. That I'm not allowing it to hold me back anymore. It's over and done with. I've closed that off. Like I've found closure. It's kind of like sudden closure for some of you here. So I kind of do feel like for a couple of you, it's like I am getting this energy that somebody might be reaching out from the past on Valentine's Day and trying to, get back in for Valentine's Day kind of thing. And you're just kind of realizing that's over. That I've actually, like, I thought I was, still processing that. But no, do you know what? Today's the day I'm actually closing the lid on that. And so I do feel for some of you, this is the day that you block that person, or, you finally cut them out for good. Even though, because I feel like it's been a bit up in the air. You haven't really received full closure up until Valentine's Day. And this is where you kind of receive closure and you can see them for what they really are, which is that this snake in the grass that just deceived you and betrayed you and, created illusions, this version of themselves that they tried to portray. And you're now seeing the truth of who they really are. And you're kind of like, close the lid on that. I'm over that. I'm ready to move on because, I'm ready. You're realizing you're much more stable. We have the anchor here. You're realizing that you have actually moved into a much more stable, steady, reliable place than what this person left you. And so it's kind of like, in the example of them actually reaching out to you today, it's kind of like, you're like, oh, that I actually don't care about that anymore. I'm actually steady and stable. I'm all good. I'm steady as she goes. Like, this is not throwing me off. You know what I mean? Like, when you hear from someone you haven't heard from in a very long time, and when you first hear from them, you're like, oh, this is going to really upset me being around this energy. And then you're like, actually, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm actually steady. I'm all good. It didn't throw me off. Like, I'd thought for ages that if they ever reached out to me, it would really throw me off and I wouldn't know how to deal with it and I wouldn't know how to react. But I'm actually like, okay, whatever, bye. Like, I don't care, bye. It kind of feels like that. So, but steady as she goes. So maybe that for a lot of you, maybe this is the gift that you're appreciating, that, hang on, look, I don't actually care anymore. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. And for some of you, it's like this token that you're finding within yourself of, I don't care anymore. Just clarify, for Pisces, is there an actual gift or token Pisces needs to be aware of for Valentine's Day? Is that a separate energy? Clarify. Yeah, so separate energy kind of thing. Like if you are receiving gifts for Valentine's Day, it's like separate kind of energy, because like even if it's the same person that's giving you a gift, you're not seeing it as like it, because we have the fish and the stars here. So if this is, you know, someone actually giving you a gift and it's this person from the past as an example here, you're kind of just seeing it as the abundance that I wished for, but it's kind of like too late. But I do feel for most of you it's separate. That if you are getting a gift or a token, it's you know, it's more so a gift of a feeling of abundance, a feeling that hope and optimism are renewed within myself. That I know what I desire now. So that's kind of the gift, the token. That it's like you kind of like, even if it's an expensive gift, you kind of like, this doesn't make up for that, and whatnot, and you're like, my monetary goals are separate. You know, that I might have wished for this at some point. It might have been something that you've even wanted for a long time, and cost a bit of money. But you're like, because you know it's something that you wish you could always have. But when you receive it, you're just kind of like, okay, cool, thanks, I suppose. You know, like it's a weird message. Not gonna lie. Some of you, it's kind of like, I don't care about what you're giving me. I care about, you know, I got other things in life now. I got money goals now. I don't care about this token of your appreciation. I've got other goals in life now. You know, I want actual true abundance is what I'm wishing for. I'm wishing for wealth and not just some measly little small token. Interesting. Very interesting. So I feel like you're finally putting something to bed here anyway. You know, finally realizing that you found your closure within yourself more than anything. But that's what I've got for you today, Pisces. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.